What's up, my crypto legends? How's everyone doing today? Let's analyze the situation here for Bitcoin, Ethereum. Let's take a look at some other markets, other cryptos. DXY also very important. Guys, how is everyone doing today? Let's go straight into the charts. But before, of course, I need you guys to absolutely destroy the like button on your way in. And I'm going to go through the comment section to say hello, a quick hello here to everyone. All right, I can see Mr. Ripples here. Nuggets, looking forward to Andy's thoughts on macro time frame. Let's go. What's up from Denmark today? Gonna be green 100, says Casper. Well, this is something that we're gonna analyze. Okay, are we kind of bottoming out here and we're gonna have massive pumpy action, or are we just about to come down to retest the $19,500 low and actually break it to the downside? This is something that we want to talk about in today's live stream. We've got the DXY at a critical zone at this moment. The DXY is hitting a huge resistance, just like we did here in the past. Very similar kind of situation here, because we got this higher low support trend line that once we broke it, it was resistance every single time. We got the same scenario. Once we broke here, we had also higher low support trend line, broke it, and now we're under it at this moment, getting that resistance. So the question is, you know, we are getting the resistance. We're consistently tapping this resistance trend line, as you can see on the chart. We just touched it 5 times in about 2 weeks, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just today, as you can see with this wick. So it is giving us that massive resistance zone. However, we do have this bullish scenario of a cup and handle also on the DXY, as you can see here on the chart. Last time we had this cup and handle and we retested here for the 4th time this resistance zone. We had an explosive breakout. Now we have retested it 4 times. We're actually breaking above this range. It is the time to know that if we are going to have, you know, that explosive breakout to the upside, or are we going to get the correction here? So if we do have this price action underneath the resistance zone here on the DXY at 120, this is going to be insanely bullish for Bitcoin. As soon as we get back below this range and we start trading like this, I will be pretty bullish on Bitcoin. I think more downside on the DXY is possible. Now, like I said, we are above the major resistance zone of the highs that we did create here back in July. Also right over here in August, retesting it, we are above these levels. There's no signs of this stopping anytime soon. So I think the probabilities that the DXY to go higher is, yeah, it's highly probable basically. What's up, Lil Moore? How are you doing? Hi Andy, do analysis. Hamid, how are you doing? Believe it or leave it. Says it will go to $1,685 for long-term Ethereum. Welcome, boss. Guys, please remember to hit the like button, says Mr. Ripples. Thank you very much for that insane support. Eyes of Lazar, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Racing Pixel, hey, one of my moderators here in the comment section. Thank you for joining. Hi Andy from Philippines. Better tricks in Ethereum. Big pump incoming today. Okay, big pump coming for Ethereum today. Very, very possible. We're going to analyze also a little bit the stock market, okay? The S&P 500, because it is true that the S&P 500 is at a very, very strong support at this moment. What does this mean? If we're at support, we could get a big bounce. If we do see the S&P 500 pumping, then it's going to be good for Bitcoin and crypto in general, of course. Okay, there is still some correlation in between the stock market. So if we are at support at this moment, as you can see here on the VPVR, we've got these two big spikes. All right, I'm looking at the volume traded from January of 2021. This is on the 12-hourly chart till today. So that's over 19 months. And as you can see here, we have a big spike on the VPVR, massive big volume range where it has been support and resistance. Our second largest spike, looking at the volume traded since January, is right over here where we're currently trading at 3,900 points on the S&P 500. So the possibility of a relief rally from this range after this drop is just very, very high. Okay, we have been dropping and dropping. Now we are at support. So we can see also in the price action that it was a support level with a little bit of volatility. I'm talking about the 3,900 points here on the S&P 500. Currently at that range, small relief rally, okay, before continuation to the downside is very, very possible, okay? So we need to be very, very aware of this. If we do get that relief rally, it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin, but I will be expecting the S&P 500 after this relief rally to have massive continuation of this aggressive downtrend, okay? To retest the lows and even go lower in the next coming weeks and months, all right, with the current market, okay, and economy situation. We do have news today also, guys, something that is super important. We do have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI, okay? This is at 4 o'clock Central European time, US news, so there should be some volatility at 4 o'clock Central European time. If you are in any trades, make sure to protect them. Remember, when we do have news events from the US that are important, we get these big, massive volatile moves. Scotty, thank you very much for joining the live stream. Yo, Pratesh, how are you doing? About time, Octocamo. I have shorted Ethereum with a stop loss at 1,703, says Crazy Crafts. Take profit at 1,600. Your thoughts shorted at 1,555. Let's analyze the situation here. I have shorted Ethereum with stop loss at 1,703. Take profit at 1,600. How can you short and take profit at 1,600 and you shorted at 1,555? 1,655, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's analyze this on Ethereum. So you shorted from 1,555 and your take profits at 1,600. Yeah, that might be your stop loss, I guess. Anyway, I would say extremely cautious right now on Ethereum. I think we can test at this moment the 1,700. We are in a small local uptrend, all right, for the last week. So it's looking a little bit bullish in the short term. I think 1,700 can be retested. Now 1,700 is a strong resistance zone. Why is it a strong resistance? Well, we do know, if we do take a look at the daily chart here, we've been talking about this, it's one of the strongest resistance levels because we had insane support in the summer of 2021. Also May of 2022, insane support, creating this descending triangle finally breaking down. So that $1,700 range is very, very strong resistance. Now, this doesn't mean that we cannot break it. Now, it is resistance, but we've already retested it about 10 days ago here on the 25th of August, as you can see on the chart. So we retested it once, okay, we came back down. This wasn't much of a continuation breakdown, okay. This was not a big breakout. You can see on the chart, we just slightly had this choppy action. So now we're having this kind of pumpy action right now on Ethereum. If we retest it for the second time, there is a possibility of it being broken. Now, first time after a breakdown, this is the trading opportunity you want to get into, right? Once you have a successful breakdown or a breakup, you want to get into the first bounce, right? In this case, as you can see, first bounce. Now we are going to hit resistance, but you are retesting it for the second time, meaning it's getting weaker and weaker. So potentially you are going to have that breakout. Now it is still resistance. Now, what would be ideal here would be having this kind of correction at the 1,700 and then a small consolidation back up, forming this kind of inverted head and shoulder scenario. If we do get that breakout here solidly, then it's likely to have that continuation to retest the highs here of $2,000 that we created in August. So that's my take. I would be extremely cautious on this, on shorting right here. It does look like we want to kind of retest the $1,700 range. Bitcoin having a little bit of pumpy action. We got the point of control. We had this massive volatility early this morning. This is when the Chinese market is open. It's about 3 o'clock Central European time. Massive volatility. We were talking about this huge resistance zone. This was the point of control yesterday. Now the point of control has changed position here. It's down all the way here at 19,800. Massive pump and dump scenario. If I would have traded this, I would have got stopped out very, very likely, because we had a pretty neat, decent breakout from a huge resistance zone. Let me just go to the 1 hourly chart. 30 minutes, zoom in a little bit. We talked about this resistance zone. We had a pump and dump basically yesterday. And this is the thing that's dangerous about range trading. Luckily, I was sleeping. I missed good opportunities when I'm sleeping, but I've also missed opportunities that I would have got into and I would have got stopped out. So sometimes, this is why this is only probabilities. This kind of strategy of breaking out with volume has a 70-75% win rate. But there is the rest of the 25-30%, which will, you will get stopped out. So we had that breakout here from a major big zone here of resistance with some pretty decent volume, right? So I would have been, we went back down very aggressively. So I probably would have waited for a small reaction here at this level. If you take a look at the 15-minute chart, we had this breakdown very, very fast, okay? So we broke up with some decent volume, this big resistance zone. There's also volume there. We came down, volume was going high, and we sliced through very, very fast. So it all depends. It's always better to see a small reaction. Sometimes you get a quick bounce, sometimes you get a small consolidation. That is even better, so you have time to see the reaction to jump into a trade. And if you wait and you are patient, sometimes you can avoid a trade like this, because we just sliced. This was a pump and dump straight to the zone. This was when the Chinese market was open, 3 o'clock in the morning, Central European time. 100 likes already, says Racing Pixel. Absolutely. Ed, how you do? Believe or it or leave it, says bro. Lunk is going crazy at 6 cents at the moment. It went from 0.38 now at 0.45. Let's take a look at Luna Classic right away. Thank you, Andy, for the wonderful streams. You rock. Accepting an ETH reach at 1,700. Tajonas, thanks for the super chat. Right, let's today 11 a.m. UTC. How will it affect the BTC price? I know we got the US news today at exactly 4 o'clock Central European time. This is about 5 hours from now. I'll probably do a live stream for the volatility. People get excited with the volatility and movements, so I'll probably do a live stream. But I don't think there'll be much trading opportunities on, because I do not like to trade the news. Scotty and Racing Pixel, thanks for the amazing support that you're giving me all the time. I woke up at 3 a.m. to trade that pump and dump, managed to make money, longing, and then shorted back where we started. Pretty sweet. Nico, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You were awake at 3 a.m. for that pump and dump scenario. Beautiful day from Belgium. KO, how are you doing? Good morning, Andy. What's your trade tip for this morning? Well, I'm going to be waiting for, the news event. I think today I'm not going to be doing much trading. We are inside of this massive big range at this moment. Very, very boring price action, up and down. We're in this range. So the smartest thing right now is to short the high levels and to long the low levels, right? If you are in this range, question is, when will we break out? Because we have been range trading now for over, 10 days almost? About 9 days from the 27th and it's the 6th, okay? So 10 days here, range trading. So this is the thing right now. What is going to happen? We are technically creating lower highs. Right, you could arguably discuss that this is, you would say it's a symmetrical triangle. We had a fake out here, another fake out here, a lot of fake outs. So, as you can see, we are consistently creating lower highs on the price of BTC. This was a very, very dangerous scenario right there. Breakout. Now we came straight back down. Now we want to break up again. We would need high volume, very high volume and big price action to the upside to confirm an uptrend, guys. This is the thing right now. I did make some pretty nice trades inside of this range, but right now at this moment is a critical zone. We got important news at 4 o'clock in the US, 4 o'clock Central European time. We've been range trading here for quite some time. Now, the news event is probably going to give a big massive pump and then maybe a dump, or a big massive dump and then a pump. So we need to be extremely cautious, guys. If you are trading, we know, all right, we've talked about this on the channel a lot, that when we have these news events, stay extremely cautious. If you're using some leverage and you have liquidation prices quite close to your entry point, stay extremely cautious, because when we have the news, we get that insane volatility. Of course, I'm not going to trade today, potentially. Maybe after the news. I will be doing a live stream during the news event. Maybe about half an hour after the news, just after the volatility, because I'm not interested in the news volatility. I just don't know how to trade this. I don't know where the price is going to go. If you know, just let me know. But this is what I want to trade: pure technical analysis, because the news events are extremely volatile and dangerous. Where I trade is on Bybit. So if I do find a trading opportunity, it will be on Bybit. Remember, if you are an experienced trader, you got an insane bonus down below to claim of up to $4,550 at this moment. If you want to claim that bonus, you need to sign up with the link down below and go to the rewards hub, and you have different tabs, all right, where you can claim this bonus, all right? Different tabs on the rewards hub where you can claim this bonus. Now let's Fed speaking, or no, not the Federal Reserve is speaking. It's the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. When was the news? The news is at 4 o'clock Central European time. It still hasn't happened. I will be going live round about that time, about 4 o'clock or half 4, just to see the volatility, and then wait for that volatility to happen to then get into some potential trade scenarios. But at this moment, like I said, I would love to see, overall the volume is still going down, right? Despite we got this spikes in volume, okay, we can see for the last 10 days, at this moment, for the last 10 days, we can see that volume has been going down. We are going to see a trend direction, right? We're going to see, I would say this week, before the end of the week. It might happen today. It might happen tomorrow. We're going to start seeing a direction for Bitcoin. What do I want to see for that confirmation? I want to see a spike in volume on average, from the 26th of August, where we did have that aggressive drop with high volume. Volume has been going lower and lower, as you can see on the chart, right? So I want to see a spike above this massive descending volume, okay, action, as you can see. I want to see a big spike being to the upside or being to the downside. Now, inside of this spike, if it's to the upside, I will be more confident in longing. If it's to the downside, I would stay extremely cautious, because this could be a massive big swing failure pattern or a big fake out if there's not enough volume, or a quick double bottom and price action to the upside. I think overall, after this huge consolidation, if we start having some pumpy action here, breaking above the lower highs, okay, it is very likely you are going to have, quick continuation to the upside, maybe to 20.7, maybe to 21k range. And then potentially you are going to get that massive continuation to the downside, okay? So some relief rallies at this point is very, very possible. How can I take advantage of that scenario? You might ask yourself, how can I take advantage, Andy, if we are going to see that pumpy action? Because I went long, from the ultimate low. I would wait for confirmation, like I said. I would wait for big price action with large amount of volume, big spike, and I would be looking for those support levels, all right, and small consolidations. If we do retrace with low volume, looking for that quick higher low scenario to retest the highs. That is what I would be looking for, okay? We do have another spike here where we had the point of control. This was yesterday. Yesterday's point of control was here. So if we do manage to get above this zone successfully in the next coming hours, it's going to be looking pretty good for continuation to the upside. BTC looks like a falling wedge. Seems like to the downside. Falling wedge on Bitcoin. What time frame? Taonas, let me know, because right here, this is not a descending wedge. Looking at the 1 hourly chart, we can see we have a kind of a symmetrical triangle, or a descending triangle, you could arguably discuss, right? We've retested the lows here quite a lot of times. 19,550. A descending wedge, we would have to have lower lows, right? We would have to have lower lows here for a descending wedge. It's more of a symmetrical triangle because we are creating higher lows and lower highs consistently here. You could arguably discuss that you could do this. All right. This or this. I mean, we'll have more touches here. With this trend line, you could arguably discuss that this is fake outs right there. Or you could do this also with these lower highs. It's just very, very boring at this moment. Best thing you could do inside of this range is try and short the high levels here from this range, or long the lows till you have that breakout. I meant a flag to the downside. My bad, says Tahonaz. Yes, also, it's like a pennant, a flag to the downside. So what usually happens with these kind of scenarios, if we just go to the 2 hourly chart, you could arguably discuss that this is a flag, right? This is a pennant. You have the fold here to the downside. You have this flag formation, as you can see, and then continuation to the downside. So what is happening right now, we're having a kind of a similar scenario, right? Where we are coming from an aggressive downtrend and we are forming this pennant. Now, I think this looks pretty obvious that we are at this level. I think most of the people, especially retail, are going to think that we are breaking down. This is the thing. So we are probably going to go up. We are probably going to go up, at least in the immediate short term, because most of retail already know that this is kind of a bearish pattern and we're going to break down. I just want to remind you right over here, if we do take a look at the weekly chart on Bitcoin, we need to go to another chart here, Bitstamp. We are basically holding by a thread the all-time high, okay? And this is the weekly close. Weekly close is at 18,950. We got the wick here, the highs at 19,666 right there. This is the all-time high from 2017. there is we cannot ignore this. There is a possibility that we are going to get a bounce from this range. We could double bottom, right, with a slightly higher low from this range. It is very, very possible. It's a huge psychological number. Okay, why? Why is it a psychological level? Because the traders, the people, know that we are sitting at the all-time high. If we have a successful breakdown here from this level, we could see a kind of a capitulation event, a panic event, because this is it, right? We're losing all-time high from 2017. Let's sell because we are going to 12K or 10K potentially. But it can hold. It can hold. I think there's a lot of demand also, just slightly below this all-time high. This is why we're wicking below it and getting these pumps. People are actually putting these long positions, these buying orders slightly below $19,000, because some people also believe that these are great levels to accumulate Bitcoin. And this is why we're holding the range, right? We are holding this range. If we go to the 4 hourly, we are dipping below the all-time high. There's also buying orders here, making this the price action to the upside. Now we're going to hit it again. We're probably going to have that double bottom scenario. It's also a possibility. Seb, every time you smash the like button, a bear dies. Smash it, fam. Thank you guys for the insane support, Scotty, Racing Pixel, and Seb. Can you take a look at AVAX? Looking interesting. Let's take a look at AVAX right away. Avalanche. Let's take a look at Avalanche. It's looking interesting. I have here from Vincent says bear flag. Peter, let's take a look at Avalanche. Right, Avalanche. What's going on with Avalanche? Is it looking interesting? Let's see. I think Avalanche. Right, let me just check here, because we have been in this uptrend from June till mid-August. Okay, over two months here in this uptrend. We broke this uptrend support trend line, and we started this massive downtrend here for the last few weeks, as you can see. We are actually below some decent resistance levels, okay? So the support level here on Avalanche at $21. Big level, all right? We got a little bit of volatility below this range, but managing to hold our support. So is Avalanche going to get massive resistance from this level, the $21? I think so. One of the reasons why we are getting kind of supported here, we just touched to perfection that 7.8, $17.37 approximately Fibonacci level, and getting that pump. Stay cautious. If we do get a pumpy action here on Avalanche all the way to round about 21, even 21.30 approximately, a little bit of volatility at that range, I would stay extremely cautious. Why? Because we do have the aggressive price action here, right? This aggressive price action with some pretty aggressive volume on Avalanche. Let me just check another exchange here, because I'm on the Binance. Yeah, we still have higher volume on this move to the downside. Yeah, we can see pretty much large volume on this move down. What is happening right now is that we are getting low volume. There's a little bit of spike of volume here, pumpy action. We do get a little bit more leg up, get a bunch of liquidity above these highs. It's going to be looking very interesting for a short position here at the 21.50. Inside of that range, you could have volatility. There's a big resistance level. The trend is to the downside, you like it or not. The trend is to the downside still. Some of you might think this is kind of creating a double bottom scenario and it's going to break up. We need to wait how we are going to hit the 21.50. If we start hitting that level and get a couple of rejections, guys, because I know a lot of people are potentially going to, we're going to hit this level. You're going to short directly. And maybe the price action is going to do this. And then you think, oh my goodness, we did not get that resistance. So the smartest thing you could do here, all right, is wait for a reaction. All right, this is looking at the 4-hourly chart. If Avalanche, broken uptrend, we are in a downtrend. Lower is very, very possible. So volume is telling us also that there is more selling pressure than buying pressure. The buying pressure is going lower and lower while we're going up. So probabilities in rolling down from this 2150 range is very, very high, okay? So I would be waiting for the next couple of days here, because this is the 4-hourly chart on Avalanche. How are we going to react at this level? I'm going to actually put an alarm here at that level so I can get that message on my phone to see how we react at this level. It's also going to be around about the 618 range. If I take the highs to the lows, the 618 range is exactly at 2130. So yeah, we'll be hitting 618 from the drop. If we do get that reaction, I will be looking for a potential short on Avalanche. Now, the thing is, you need to be patient. You need to wait to see how, because what could happen is that you might slice through it, guys. You might just slice through it here quickly. You need to wait for that kind of failed breakout from the bulls with a couple of attempts. Then you know that you are getting exhausted, right? This kind of scenario, right? When you are getting this kind of price action, as you can see here, right? This over here, this is multiple attempts. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You can see that the exhaustion. This is the kind of price action you want to see here. Bang, bang, bang. And then you think, right, this is getting exhausted. We are likely to retest the lows. So that is what we're looking for here on Avalanche at that 2150 range. Avalanche can be traded on Bybit. If you are interested, if you are experienced, you have here Avalanche, you have different cryptos, all right? They have got a bunch of cryptocurrencies. They have over 50 cryptos. On Bybit is my favorite one because they have the cheapest fees out there. You got an insane bonus of up to $4,550. You can claim it down below. Once you sign up, you have all of these different tabs at the rewards hub to claim up to $4,450, okay? Sorry, it's $4,550. They've upgraded the bonus. It's not correct in the description. It's $100 more. ADA will dump when BTC is dumping. Absolutely. Believe it or leave it. I do think so also. Joseph, thanks for joining the live stream, my man. I got Joseph, Racing Pixel, Scotty. I also had Seb here. Thank you very much for the insane support. You can't be sexy and punctual, says we forgive you, says Seb. Right. Come and join the Telegram for lots of support NTA, says Scotty. Absolutely, guys. Join the Telegram group down below. Let's take a look at ETC dipping. ETC has been an interesting one. I think it has had some pretty decent pumpy action. Yeah, we can see it right there. Very, very interesting pumpy action. I mean, this is not my favorite crypto for technical analysis. I do not like it one bit. It's very, very volatile and very, very choppy. Not respecting much levels. With my style of technical analysis, I'll tell you one thing. I would stay extremely cautious. I would stay extremely cautious on these cryptos that are pumping at the moment. What's happening with Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin having some pumpy action? Bitcoin's having a little bit of pumpy action inside of this range. Like I said, I'm going to stay cautious. I think I'm not going to make any trading. It's a very undecisive moment at this range, especially because we have the news event at 4 o'clock. I think there should be some volatility at 4 o'clock Central European time because we've got the US news. Yeah, if you are trading, I would stay cautious, guys. We could get a little bit of volatility at 4 o'clock on the news event. Not very much interested in trading at the moment, knowing that we have big news in the US in about 4 or 5 hours from now. So ETC, Well, I can tell you here from Ethereum Classic, it does look like there is some strength here. I'm not going to say there's not, but I mean, it's very, very hard here to say. We are very aggressively in a downtrend still, despite we having this pumpy action, right? If you do take a look at the last, few months, you are aggressively creating lower highs and lower lows, as you can see on the chart. So we are at this, next lower high range from this very aggressive downtrend, hitting major resistance zone. We are below the summer lows, as you can see here on the chart. We're just at that range. Lower high, lower high, lower high. What would be aggressively bullish would be if we do get above this high over here, right? We're like kind of changing the trend. I don't see ETC getting above $53, because if it does, it's going to be like a shift in the trend, right? We're going to start getting above the lower highs, and we are potentially going to create higher lows and create an uptrend. I just don't see this happening. I don't see this happening on Ethereum Classic. Not managing to get above $53. I mean, can it be retested? It potentially can. We could potentially retest these highs. But no, I would say that this over here is a shorting range. Anything above $40 on Ethereum Classic is a shorting range, in my personal opinion. The reason why, current world situation, and I do see some more bearishness in crypto and stock market. DXY, I do see some more bullishness. So, and I do see this trend to continue, and this is just going to be a bunch of volatility potentially. We are going to create that lower high on Ethereum Classic in between this $40 and $53 range. That's my personal take on Ethereum Classic, basically. Let me take a look at the super chat here from Pedro Japan. Just joined tonight. Have you done Matic? Cheers. No, we haven't done Matic. We can take a look at Matic straight away. Ethereum Classic can also be traded on Bybit. Matic can also be traded on Bybit. I mean, this is the phenomenal thing about Bybit. They do have a bunch of cryptos, especially from the top 100 here on CoinGecko. They have Dogecoin, Shiba, Polygon Matic, Avalanche, Tron. You can trade all of these ones. Litecoin. Let's take a look at Matic network. Right, let's take a look at Matic here. Zoom in on the daily. Interesting fact here on Matic. I mean, you could arguably discuss that we have created a bump and run scenario here, and we're just retesting the support trend line. We had the support, we had this resistance trend line, okay, on Matic. It's not the most beautiful bump and run. Well, let's take a look at some levels. Well, let's take a look at this potential pattern, right? I just see, Bitcoin and crypto still bearish despite a potential relief rally. So inside of this relief rally, I do think that Matic can still have some pumpy action. Let me just show you this. I mean, potential bump and run scenario. Let me know if you think that this is a bump and run scenario. If so, we should be going to much higher levels. We got these lower highs and then an aggressive kind of capitulation, right, that we did have in between April and May here of 2022 on Matic. And then going sideways, getting resistance, managing to break the resistance trend line, and now getting a bounce. I mean, everything indicates here from this bump and run that we should be getting, a little bit of more bullish momentum and breaking the highs here of $1 on Polygon Matic. So this is the scenario. This is, right, kind of the bump and run scenario right there, where you do get the lower highs, slightly lower highs here, then an aggressive drop, sideways action, and the resistance trend line, you break it and you actually retest it as support. So there is a possibility here in having a run up on Matic, all depending on stock market, DXY, Bitcoin, okay? Because this is the thing, no matter how bullish an altcoin looks on the chart, if Bitcoin, if stock market, look bearish, I will not trade long that altcoin, because no matter how much support you do have and how much trend you do have to the upside, if Bitcoin, crashes and stock market does also, these altcoins are also going to dump. It's just how it is, right? So taking a look at Matic in the immediate short term, I think there is a possibility in retesting the highs. Not a huge amount of volume here on this downside. There is a possibility in coming up and retesting the highs. Right, we've got high lows right there. I think there is a possibility right there to retest these highs, and I would be extremely cautious right there for a potential short. If we do have the higher lows here, support trend line, and we do have this drop below, it looks like that we are at resistance at the moment on Matic. Right, let's take a look at VPVR levels. VPVR is not loading at the moment. Yeah, there we have it. Value area high of this range on the VPVR is exactly at the $1. The $1 level is such a round psychological number that it's going to be very, very difficult to break. We are still in aggressive downtrend here on Matic, as you can see on the chart. I would stay cautious. Despite Bitcoin having a potential relief rally in the next coming hours and days, I would wait for the news event of today. I will be going live during the news or slightly after the news to look for those trading opportunities. At this moment, I'm not interested. We could see bad news, good news, insane volatility in stock market. I mean, stock market S&P 500 is looking like it wants to have a little bounce, okay? Why? Because if we take a look at the S&P 500, we are at strong support. We have been going down, but lower is so likely on the S&P, guys. It is extremely likely that lower is going to happen on the S&P. Been going down aggressively now for over 9 months approximately. And right now, we kind of confirmed that we are going to retest these lows. Why? Because we are creating these lower highs. We've got lower lows, as you can see on the chart. And, the possibility, the likelihood in this continuing down to retest the lows at this moment from June at the 3,600, 700 points, it's just very, very likely. And if we do get that laid down, it's going to be very, very bad for crypto. I think we're going to retest it and attempt to break down this level in the next coming weeks on the S&P 500. It's just highly, highly probable. So if the S&P is bearish, and there is a high correlation still with traditional stock market and Bitcoin, we need to assume that probabilities in going lower in the next coming weeks is very, very high. So if we do get that pumpy action on Bitcoin, I will be looking for resistance levels for shorting. No doubt in my mind, this is what's going to happen. I know one of the strongest resistance levels. Just imagine we do have, a 600-700 pump in the next coming hours or between today and tomorrow. This could happen. We're going to start hitting huge resistance zones. This is where I'm looking for my swing trades. I've only been doing day trades and scalping for the last few weeks. Swing trade scenario here would be pumping to 20,700, 800, where we do have a strong daily level on Bitcoin, okay? It's a huge zone. As you can see on the chart, we had support right there also in August. Exactly at 20,700, 20,800. It's a massive daily level from this area from July. We'll be hitting 50% Fibonacci from the highs. to the low, 618, 50%. 50% is round about that 20,700. So 20,700 and 21,000, that volatility range is going to be looking very, very interesting for a short, for a swing trade short. If we did manage to get that pump. So yeah, very, very cautious now. Eyeing the DXY. DXY is pumping at this moment. So we are getting the bounce. It's in a very aggressive uptrend. All depending on the news today. I mean, I think at 4 o'clock Central European time, we're going to see the news coming out. And we could see the DXY getting an aggressive pump, all depending on what data there is on the news. Not much to say about smash up the like button, guys, on your way in. 434 watching at this moment. We can get to 300 likes, no doubt. Not much, guys, not much of analysis today. I know people probably not happy with the live stream. It's just we got news, and you know the deal. I'm well aware the days that we do have news. If you are trading, protect position. We could have that volatility on Matic. We are hitting resistance. I mean, if you want that kind of trading idea scenario on Matic, it does look like that we could get rejected from this zone. You might ask yourself why? Because we are hitting, we are already getting the reaction. This is a big resistance zone. Also, the 90-cent level. We can see price action here, price action there. We had a little bit of price action there on the 4 hourly. So support, support, support. We're getting resistance, resistance, resistance. That there is a possibility of exhaustion at this moment and come down to retest the lows. It is very, very possible. I think best trade scenario would be pumping all the way up to these highs of $1. And, we will be getting that kind of reaction very, very likely. You might get a liquidity grab above the highs. Swing failure pattern would be the ideal scenario. If we do touch this level and get this volatility like this, that is going to be an insane shorting opportunity for me. Why? Because we've got hitting the $1 round psychological number. We are hitting the highs and swing failing. We're also going to be hitting, and if this does happen in the next coming days, we got the higher low, aggressive higher low level here right there, support trend line that should be turning into resistance. If we do get that leg up, I am looking for that big rejection from this level, and that is a range where I would short. I do see a aggressive double top swing failure. Of course, I will be waiting on the 4 hourly, the 1 hourly chart to see how we react at this $1 range. Okay, pumping into $1.05, $1.06. Dang, if we do get that kind of failed momentum, it's likely going to get a pretty decent correction in the coming days after that move up. Popped into bang the like, says Pac-Man. Thank you for joining, my man. Russell, HNT please. Andy says Russell. Let's take a look at HNT. You can bang in and out anytime. We're going to take a look at HNT here for Azad. Seb, thank you very much for the support. Racing Pixel and Scotty. Let's take a look at HNT. No, not for Azad, sorry. E-Gold. Azad wants E-Gold. I have... Russell. HNT for Russell. Let's take a look at HNT. Why not? Helium. Oh, wow. Wow. What's happened to this one? This is this crypto blockchain project that you can mine with using antennas or something like that, satellites. I haven't really done my research on this one, but I did get some friends saying, hey, I've just ordered this thing that you can mine this crypto with antenna, and I was like, what is that? I didn't do much research, but overall it's not doing too well. It's having a very aggressive drop. Helium. I never got to do research on this. There's so many cryptos I haven't done research. So many. Because, there's so many out there. L1s, L2s, some DeFi projects. But Helium, people powered network. I'll have to take a look at this one. But overall, you're mining crypto, basically with proof of coverage. Not GPUs. I'll have to take a look at this, see what is the end goal of Helium. But overall, it's aggressively falling. I think you can trade this on Bybit actually. HNT can be traded on Bybit. It's doing very, very bad. Should have done a massive big short on this since we made this lower high. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. That if you are looking for a reversal here on Helium, I would wait for some kind of sideways action, right? I would wait for some sideways action here for a potential reversal. Would be looking for that exhaustion, sideways action. At this moment, it just doesn't look like it's going to stop. It's still aggressively trending down. Absolutely insane. We do get that pumpy action. This is a very, very strong level right there. As you can see, what level? The $6.70, $6.60. It's a strong range. Best level here to trade back in June was this one on Helium. Absolutely crazy. Textbook support breakdown turning into resistance, coming back down to retest the lows. Absolutely phenomenal right there. Trading scenario coming up to retest the resistance, getting that reaction, getting the reaction here. As you can see, this is what we want to see, getting a reaction, a couple of wicks hitting a support trend line. So if we go here, zoom in on Helium, I mean, there's nothing much to say. I have nothing to say on this. This is likely to have that continuation to the downside. Very aggressively. You could look for these small scalp day trade opportunities on Helium. Stay cautious because there will be some volatility on these cryptos. This is why I don't trade much these altcoins, because of these volatile movements. But you can see, this is kind of textbook break resistance, turn it into support kind of thing. Basically it's just doing textbook movement here, right? Where you are turning support into resistance. You got this wick down there also turning into resistance. As you can see, the price action on Helium, bang, 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 come back up to retest the support level right over here, and then breaking down the lows, right? The lows is here within, you can see the wick, that's the low. You break down, resistance, back down. You're actually doing it also. Look, if we take a look at the 15-minute, it's just consistently breaking the lows and turning it into resistance. Look at this on the 15-minute chart. We had lows, we had the lows, of course double bottom scenario, right? Retesting the wick, that is a big resistance level. You break the lows, and this is a small breakout, but it's breaking down and being resistance. It's just absolutely insane. Breakdown, resistance, 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 doesn't cope, comes back down. But huge opportunities every single time. Now, what would be the easiest trade here? I don't like the volume. I mean, this is on Binance US. I would take a look at another exchange such as FTX, for example. That is much better. FTX than Binance US. I think the highest probability zone right now here would be coming up to these lows. You are likely to get rejected and test the lows. I mean, trend is aggressively down on helium. Let's go with the trend. It's been massively, respected as resistance and support. Once we've been breaking down, as you can see. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Been trending down now for several weeks. As you can see. Lunar Classic, please. Andy says kicks on feet. Absolutely. Anyone going to crypto conference on the Gold Coast next week? I am not, Nuggets. Let's take a look at Lunar Classic. Are you bullish on Lunar Classic? Who is buying Lunar Classic? Let me know in the comment section. I think you cannot trade Lunar Classic anymore. Lunar 2 is the new Lunar. Can be traded on Bybit, but they did get Lunar Classic out when it was having the massive drop just a few months ago. Let's take a look at Lunar Classic. I know it's having some pumpy action. It's having some very aggressive pumpy action. I mean, there's hardly any liquidity here on exchanges. This is why we do have some exchanges having this, choppy chart. Qcoin. It's just in a, parabolic move right now. You could have assumed that this price action that we did have on Luna was creating a kind of a symmetrical triangle, right? We were creating a pennant on Luna. We had massive pumpy action. This was just about a few days ago on the 31st and 1st of August. You could assume that this was a bullish pennant, bullish symmetrical triangle, as you are creating higher lows and lower highs. So, you could assume that you could have been bullish at the very end of this symmetrical triangle, right? For that continuation. It looks pretty bullish right now. It's having some exhaustion at this moment. I think Lunar Classic is on the verge of a potential big correction after this pumpy action. I think next move up will not successfully break above this range. I think I would be looking for a swing failure. When you get this choppy action, breaking the highs and going much below, okay, you're slightly breaking the highs. Yeah, this is massive price exhaustion right there. The trend is losing momentum here with these highs. So you are likely to get that correction. If it does have a pumpy action, I do see this creating a lower high or correcting from this moment. Lunar Classic looks like it is on the verge of a decent correction. Yeah, at least I would say to the 50% Fibonacci from the start of the pump, which would take it down all the way to 0.0034. It's on the way down now as we speak. Breaking higher low support trend line, as you can see, it's just about to have that correction. It is poised for that correction. Yeah, no, Lunar Classic cannot be traded on Bybit. You can trade Luna 2 on Bybit. Remember, you do get an insane bonus down below in the description. It's another way to support the channel if you are interested. It's my #1 trading platform. You got an insane bonus to be claimed up to 4,550. It is now. I need to fix this on the description because I got 4,450. They've added $100 on the bonus on Bybit. Dot price prediction. Price prediction. We can take a look at the chart on Polkadot. Price prediction. I bought 14 million coins of Lunar Classic way back for like $350. Still riding the wave. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's take a look at DOT and analyze the situation. If we zoom out on the 4 hourly on Polkadot. I think lower is possible. I think we're going to retest the lows at $6.30. Why? Because aggressively still in a downtrend, despite it does look like we are going, sideways and we're looking for a reversal. I think these lows can be retested at least once more. I wouldn't trust a breakdown from this range. It would have to be very, very aggressively with a high volume. But if we come down to retest these lows on Polkadot here below the $6.30, $6.20, I would be looking for a swing failure. I would be looking for a failed breakdown. If we do see this kind of price action, wicking below the lows of July and coming back up, I do see a pretty decent rally after a few weeks on this. So this is something I would be paying attention. I would have to take a look at Bitcoin, of course. Also, would be looking for that swing failure from the breakdown, waiting patiently how we react at this level, because you do not want to long as soon as we break down. Of course, you could have a massive, big, aggressive capitulation event going down. So what you want to do is wait for the reaction. If you wick down and come back up, then you could have the decision of that swing failure. What else? We had an Adam and Eve, inverted Adam and Eve scenario right there. Okay, as you can see, Adam and Eve inverted double bottom scenario. Let me just show you here with the pattern if no one is aware of an Adam and Eve. Let me just quick show you here. I must have it somewhere. Inverted Adam and Eve pattern. There it is. On Polkadot, meaning that, I think lower is very, very possible. We just kind of retesting. We've actually retested the resistance here to perfection, right? If you do take a look at this textbook pattern, we can see the inverted Adam and Eve testing resistance to perfection and coming down. Now we've lost a little bit of momentum here, but I think there is a possibility of getting another rejection. Supposedly we need to have lower levels on this pattern. Now you might think to yourself, this pattern is absolutely BS. I mean, you can see it being respected, inverted Adam and Eve. You're actually breaking down and you're retesting the resistance to perfection. You actually retesting the support, turning it into resistance right there. This is what you get here on Polkadot. Now, supposedly the projected move is lower, should be going lower from this range. The projected move is the top right of the resistance zone, and from the breakdown we should be coming down to retest kind of the lows, right? $6.30, $6.20. So like I said, in the immediate short term, looking at the last few weeks, we are in a downtrend, right? Possibility in getting here massively rejected again at the $7.80, $7.90 is highly probable. What would be the ideal scenario here for a short position? Claiming these highs, claiming these lower highs, right? and failing. Claiming the highs and failing to break out. You could have a breakout and it looks like very, very bullish. Then what could happen is that you could get a quick bounce as support. If you kind of double top here at this range above the level, this is going to be looking very, very bearish. This will be the moment. I will be likely shorting here. I'm actually going to put an alarm just in case we do get that wick above their level. And if we swing fail or double top, that is the moment I will short. Put an alarm right there here, exactly at $7.90. Actually going to put it slightly below, just above the highs. If it does, claim it. And we have choppy action, just like this. If we have that choppy action or a swing failure or choppy action, I will consider to short that level. This is just going to be a liquidity grab very likely, and you're going to roll back down. So yeah, that's the kind of scenario that I'm looking here for Polkadot. Now there's the other scenario, which is a blast off breakout above the $7.80, $7.90. Blast off breakout, boom. Of course, I wouldn't be shorting here because I'm waiting for a reaction. I'm waiting for that swing failure. I'm waiting for exhaustion. If we do this, I am not shorting this. I'm not putting a limit order. I'm putting an alarm to see how we react at that level to decide if I'm going to enter the short. Very important. This is how you need to practice your mind and your risk management and reacting to the market. If it does get that breakout of the $7.80, $7.90, which is our, one of our biggest resistance zones at this moment inside of the zone, if it does get the breakout with large amount of volume, we are looking for that retest. Easiest example I could give you right now with this kind of price action and volume, we have resistance zone, we have breakout. No, this was not the breakout. We were hitting the level with a high volume. Here we had pretty large volume right there. Bang. This movement, this candlestick had this amount of volume. So where would I be interested in longing? Here, retracing down here. If we were trading at this level, I'm saying, guys, if we come back down here, I will be longing. And it's the same thing here. If we do have that successful breakout from this level with a large volume, and I do know that we do have a big support at the $7.80 range, I am looking for longing. I'm looking for that higher low scenario to retest the highs. That is what we would be looking for. Just very similar scenario to here. Right? Turning resistance into support right there. I got the alarm. Basically, I want to see this kind of price action. Bang, bang, bang. Right? Where we are going to have this momentum. Finally breaking here the resistance. This kind of thing, right? Where you break the resistance, you want to have that quick little bounce with the momentum on dot. Most important thing is breaking with volume. You either have the breakout with the volume here of the $7.80, massive amount of volume, low volume on the retracement, consolidation, small consolidation, you are looking for that long to retest the highs. Next coming hours, if we do hit that level a couple of times, $7.80, $7.90, I'll be looking for a short, knowing that there is bullish exhaustion, claiming liquidity and back down. That is what I'll be looking for here on Polkadot. Guys, I will be doing another live stream afterwards. Make sure to smash up the like button. I'm going to come live on the news event or slightly after the news event. I'm not really interested in trading the news event because we do not know if it's going to be good news, bad news, and it's probably going to be bad news, but the price action might pump. This is what happened the last time. We had, unemployment rate going up and the price of the assets going up as well. After 1 hour, it crashed. So massive manipulation. This is just telling you that there's massive manipulation on the news and the markets. But I will be going I will be going live on that news event or slightly after the news event. So we check the volatility. After that volatility, let's see what kind of price action we do on Bitcoin and other cryptos to take advantage. John Edge, you're very welcome. Thank you always for helping translate the market. You're very, very welcome, guys. This is going to be it, guys. We'll be doing a live afterwards. Check out Bitcoinsensus website for the latest, technical analysis ideas that we do post here every single day. Totally free information down below, just so you can get an idea of, some different areas on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Sometimes we do post some altcoins also. Follow us on Twitter. On Instagram, we've got all our socials down below. Remember, you got insane bonuses. On PrimeXBT, you get 7% added to your deposit. I'm going to start trading on PrimeXBT here this week before the end of Friday. Let's see if we can get some good trades on the S&P 500, for example. You get 7% added to your deposit down below, okay? Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you in the next live stream.